Sometimes it could just be the batteries, or maybe it just needs to be replaced. Let's find out. My name is Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. All right, my friend, let's take a closer look at this. Perhaps one of the best ways to start this out is learning a little bit about thermostat basics. So there's actually two main types that are very common for thermostats. You have an electromechanical thermostat and you have an electronic thermostat. Let's take a little bit of a review of each so that you can better understand which kind you have in your home. The first type is an electromechanical thermostat. Now, an electromechanical thermostat is a really long, verbose way of saying thermostat, right? So what it really is like that old school thermostat that you were used to seeing in your grandparents' house. It essentially operates on a very basic mechanical principle. It has what's called a bimetallic strip in it, which is a very fancy word for just saying that you have one piece of metal touching another piece of metal that's next to a coil that helps register the temperature of a room. So how this works is as a room temperature fluctuates, the coils essentially expand when it gets hot or contracts when it gets cold. As it expands or contracts, it makes contact with the other metal strip, turning the unit on or turning the unit off. In some cases, this could be with mercury. You know that little thing that looks like a balance level in the middle with a bubble? That mercury that we always think that looks so pretty, and by the way is extremely poisonous and toxic to us, so please don't eat it and please don't touch it. Yes, it can actually seep into your skin. So the old school electromechanical thermostat would have that in, which would sometimes operate as though turning on the electricity or turning off the electricity. The second type is an electronic thermostat. Now with your electronic thermostat, in the place of the coil are going to be more of our tech savvy stuff that we're accustomed to seeing these days with a digital chip. The purpose of the chips are to be heat sensing and let the thermostat know when it should be kicking on or kicking off. It's often connected to a circuit board that you will also see inside of the thermostat. Think of your electronic thermostat kind of like a small computer. What it's doing is storing the information, and it is programmable to set the temperature at a time and at a temperature that you want for your home. Hence when people say, I have a programmable electronic thermostat and I'm super pumped up and excited about it because it's saving me money on my bills and my home's always at the right temperature. In short, the way that this works is that the digital sensors and the circuitry give a far more accurate reading than the electromechanical style thermostat. Both types of thermostats are prone to wearing out. Just like anything else in our house, it's going to require some home maintenance. So let's take a look at some of the common thermostat problems. Fortunately, a lot of the problems that could be going on with your thermostat don't have to be dramatic. And chances are you won't have to worry about any sparks flying, fires getting started because of your thermostat. That said, there's three different types of problems that most of us are going to complain about. The first one is that the furnace or the central air does not start. If that's the case, you'll want to do one of the following three things to investigate a little bit further to see if this is the issue. Number one, check for power. If it has batteries, please replace the batteries now. The second is check to see if it's excessively dirty and it doesn't have contact to the circuit board and the sensors. The third is simply check to make sure that all the screws are in the right place and there's nothing loose and everything is connected within the thermostat. Or perhaps you've had that experience where the room temperature doesn't match what the thermostat says. You want your house at 73 degrees and the thermostat says it's 73 degrees, but you take out your phone or you take out another temperature setting and it says your home is at 82 degrees. We have a little bit of a problem. So there's four things that you can do to investigate this a little bit deeper. The first one is the inside of your thermostat clean. A dirty thermostat is an inaccurate thermostat. The second thing is to make sure that your thermostat is level. The third is understanding that the location of your thermostat plays a crucial role in how well it's able to perform. Is it in a poorly selected area of the house? The fourth thing is that your anticipator may not be set correctly. The anticipator is that little metal tab inside of mechanical thermostats. The easiest way to locate this is that little thing that looks like it's on a scale. It could be off kilter one way or the other. Simply putting it back into place will normally solve the problem. Check and see if that's the case if you have a mechanical thermostat. Or maybe you have that perpetual working horse out there, that HVAC system that's going on, it's going off, or maybe it's always on and it's always off, or heck, it just stays running all the darn time, right? What happens if the unit won't go on, won't go off, or is always running? The same steps are going to apply here. Is the thermostat level? Is the thermostat clean? Or does the anticipator need to be slightly adjusted? And of course, as a last measure, if everything else fails after investigating this further and before calling out an HVAC professional, it might be time to simply update your your thermostat. And if you're updating your thermostat, you might want to get some of those programmable thermostats that are very easy to use. You can get the kind that go right to your phone if you like, or you can just get a basic programmable thermostat that's going to help you save money. Either way, it just simply might be time to replace it. Like anything else in our home, it's just a little bit of home maintenance, and it's one extra thing to look out for. So hopefully knowing what's up with your thermostat now when your AC is either working or not working, and following the steps helped remedy the issue. If not, then we know that it's time to update your thermostat. And by the way, if you're replacing from a mechanical to a programmable thermostat, the electronic thermostat in other words, it might be slightly more difficult. You might want to find another YouTube video specifically about that. And if all else fails, contact your favorite HVAC technician to come out and help you out. With that out of the way, let's talk about the top 6 remodeling mistakes that people make all the time and how to avoid them. And be sure to check out the top 6 energy efficient upgrades for your home. I'm looking forward to our next conversation. See you soon.